Megan Hicks of I Run Far, and I'm here on the island of La Palma. It's a couple days before the 2016 Transvulcania Ultramarathon. I'm with women's Transvulcania course record holder Anna Frost.
Hi.
Hey!
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good, thanks.
This is kind of like a home for you. You've been here so many times now. What's it like being back on La Palma?
Yeah, it's really, really nice to be back here. Like you say, it is a home for me, and part of the decision to do Transvulcania year after year is to basically come back here and spend some time here feeling the nice energy of the island and of the amazing people here. And even if it's for 4 weeks of training or recovering from injury, it's still the same for me. It brings a really nice energy.
You've been here for a couple weeks now, or okay?
Yeah.
What have you been up to?
I've been training, but not with the same focus and intensity and maybe drive as usual. I think, you know, I'm very, very content with my racing that I've had here before, and I've had 12 years of racing now, and I feel for me now I'm kind of coming to a point where if I'm happy and healthy and fit and getting to the start line, then I really feel like the rest is just an amazing bonus. And so I really feel that this year. So the training's been good, but I definitely feel the difference in training before, when I've been really focused on having a great performance, to just being fit and healthy. So I'm really happy to be here, and I'm looking forward to the race, but it's in a very different kind of mindset, I guess.
Last year, you came to La Palma hoping to race, but you were suffering with a hip injury during that time. What is it like being back on the island and like being literally healthy and like in a good place? I
mean, it's really nice, because then you can actually go and run where you want to run and enjoy the island for everything it has, not just you know, the things that are closer to you when you're injured. So and like I always say, one of the hardest things about racing is actually getting to the start line. So it's just a pleasure to be able to do that, and I think that the training that I have done up until now has just been part of that, the pleasure of being able to start.
I want to ask you a few things about the race in particular, but I do want to ask you about sort of like bigger picture Anna. You've been racing for a long time now, over a decade, and you're kind of been putting it out there publicly. There was a recent Solomon Running TV episode about the transition that you're starting to make with the sport right now. Yeah, so tell us, like, I mean, where are you at? What is 2016 going to look like for you?
I mean, this year I'm still racing. I've got this, then Madeira, Hard Rock, and Squamish 50. Okay. So it's still racing. I'm still training. I'm still on race tour, going from race to race to race. But like I say, there's definitely a change in mojo, I guess, of just being happy with being happy and healthy and fit and getting to the start line, compared to being at an extremely high level. And that comes with kind of a change of thinking about what next. And I don't necessarily have an answer for what's next, but I'm searching and I'm looking, and I've got my eyes open to other opportunities. Sisu Girls has been really fun for that, the project with that, and just thinking more of how we can develop that and push that, and go on to encouraging young women or children to step outside of their comfort zones, and how I can put from what I've learned from our sport back into the sport through other ways. So it's kind of like an exciting process at the moment of where I might go.
It's kind of like you're at the point again, like a second time in your career, with like world's at your oyster, but it's the world is your oyster, but it's a slightly different kind of oyster right now.
Yeah. It's again, I'm very lucky to have so many choices and so many opportunities and directions that I could go. And so now I just kind of have to choose one and just grab it and say, okay, I'm going to go with it. And if it doesn't work out, then that's okay. It's all part of the process, and then just choose something else. So yeah, we'll see. Who knows really what will happen, but for sure, hopefully I can keep fit and healthy and finish the race season, and then decide where to go after that.
After that,
yeah.
It's kind of it's after having watched you compete at such a high level and to have such mental focus on these things over the years. It's kind of fun to see, or to be able to wait and see to where you put that mental focus next, because it's a your mental capacity, like devoting to one thing, is pretty extraordinary. Like when you take that and put it onto something else, it'll be fun to see what happens.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to it. Like I say, I have no idea what it's going to be, but and hopefully I can spread it over a few different things. But yeah, it will be really exciting.
I want to ask you a few more questions about this race. The women's field this year is quite deep. Like, it's always been a deep field at Transvulcania, but when I look at it, in my mind, there's like 7 different girls who could potentially win.
Yeah.
But there's like 2 different types of women who are there. There's the go out and go fast and like just really go for it from the gun, and then there's like the patient women who you often see come on stronger as the race goes on. Like, what are you thinking about the women's field?
Yeah, I totally agree. There's definitely the ones that I think are going to go out there and go hard, and I think that's awesome that potentially those group of girls, and I've always said that with the record here, it can easily go down. It just needs a group of girls to go together and push each other and help each other get at least one of them over the line quicker.
Right.
And I think we'll see that this year. I think we'll see a group go off and potentially there be some fall apart, some breakdowns, whatever goes on out there. But I think we'll see someone get pushed forward and charge forward to a really good time this year. Especially with the forecast of the lower temperatures, which may also help as well to get some passer times out. And then always with that, when you have a group of really fast people that go out and then some blow up and fall apart, there's always those strong oxes that just plow through and tear up the rest of the field. So
it's a good metaphor. That's for sure who they are.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see. I think every year here it seems to get better and better and deeper, and I'm really excited to see what actually happens this year.
You know the course like the back of your hand. You've been here so many times. You've done so many different training runs on the course. We do have a weird weather forecast with a potentially cool and kind of wet day.
Yeah.
What does that do to the course? Is it going to make some parts slower? Is it going to speed things up?
I think with this course, with the last 4 years that I've been here, there's always been this really nice cool breeze which cools everything down, but what you don't remember is that you're actually sweating a lot and it's just drying up before you notice. And so what tends to happen is that people get right along the ridge and they think, oh, I'm in pretty good condition because there's nice breezes blowing, and then they get to the big downhill where there's like no wind at all, it's 40 degrees, and all of a sudden they realize, well, actually I'm really dehydrated because I didn't notice how much I was sweating
Before.
And so you see people just falling apart all the way down the hill. This year, though, if there's a cloud all along the ridge, then I feel like people are going to drink more, they're going to eat more, they're going to be able to run at a quicker pace because it's not as hot, and maybe they'll be in better condition at the top of the hill and be able to get down, which could be interesting for the entire field. You know, you could see an entire race of faster times, or of less dropping out, or whatever. But I mean, it's surprising, you know, when you sit down here and it's so hot, and then you go up onto the top of the island, and you know, I've been wearing arm warmers, a buff, gloves, a jacket, because it rains up in there. So that could really throw people, because you could potentially be like this at the start and at the finish, and in the middle be in jacket and be cold and it raining. So you really have to be prepared for everything in this race, and it's no different to a lot of other races around the world, but it's just that here mentally it's La Palma, so it's boiling hot, so you think that the whole way. It's another interesting aspect to the race.
A new variable that maybe won't have been encountered here before.
No, and for sure for the last, since I've been here, it's always been hot. If it rains over there on the downhill, I mean, that could be lethal on those rocks. They'll be slippy as anything.
Okay.
So, again, does that then slow down the hill? On the downhill, because people are a bit more cautious.
Being cautious, or are they flying down it because?
Yeah, because they're slipping down.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's it's another big variable. It'll be exciting.
Well, last question for you. The relationship that you have with the island and the race is pretty well evolved at this point with all the time you've spent here. What are you looking forward to on Saturday?
I think it's like any race. It's when you're in this week before it, you just want to start.
Yeah.
So that's going to be good just to get started.
Yeah.
I think, like I was saying, I'm so content with this race. I've had 2 awesome races here before where everything has just clicked.
Pretty much like perfect days. Yeah.
Perfect days, and I'm very, very grateful for that. And I feel greedy for wanting
For
more than
asking
that,
anything.
for ask for more. So I'm gonna go out there competitively. I can't help it. That's in my blood.
Yeah.
I'm also not going to be disappointed if I have a bad day, or if I don't feel great, or if I feel good, but there's a group of girls ahead of me that I just can't keep up with. I'm really happy for them to do that. And then I'm just going to really enjoy everything about it, because the aid stations here, the support here, the organising, the course, I mean, it's all just a fantastic scene and atmosphere, and it's something to not just run by every year. So.
Yeah, it's the culture of the island is so embraced trail running.
Mm-hmm.
It can be, it's such a buoying feature. Like everywhere you go, you're recognized and cheered for by people.
Yeah. It's an incredibly motivating race. Like I say to everyone here, like, just don't pull out.
Yeah.
Unless, I mean, if your leg is broken and snapped, then absolutely stop. But if you're just like cramping up, can't get things together, I just say to people, just sit and stay in an aid station. You know, they take such good care of you. 2 hours if you need it, just to eat, drink, cool down, get things together again, and then keep going, because the atmosphere that you feel the whole way around, like when you're coming down into Tazakorta Port and you can hear the music blaring from the top, and you get down there and it's like, you know, from the very first runner to the very last runner, there's a festival going on, and the finish line, it's an amazing environment and atmosphere that you don't get all around the world. So yeah, I just say to people, you just have to keep going for the motivation and the experience of what La Palma has created.
Of what La Palma is, yeah. It's a fascinating study of maybe trail running in the future.
Yeah.
Off the island,
yeah,
right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, best of luck to you.
Thank you very much.
Look forward to seeing you make your way around the island one more time.
Yeah, thank you.